Thank you very much. It's indeed a delight to participate in this IIT 2020 Global Summit. I'm grateful that Mr. Kevin Rudd, the former Prime Minister of Australia, has joined this interaction. I'm also grateful to Mr. Jyoti Bansal, the CEO and co-founder of Harness, for inviting me in this engagement. And I wish all the participants of this global summit a very, very warm and confident future. I think you have rightly said the future is now. And if we are looking at global harmony, all of us in different parts of the countries of the world will have to come together. In fact, Australia and India, along with Japan, are engaged in a very, very innovative initiative towards resilient global supply chains. And I do believe that engagements such as today's, where brothers and sisters from the Indian community from around the world and America are getting together to engage in a dialogue to see how you can contribute to the changing future in the world that we see today. A very warm namaste to all of you, and really a delight to be addressing this event. In fact, it reminds me of the power of youth and the power of change. And our IIT friends are symbolic of both youthful energy and change. And I'm glad that the young minds of today are taking charge of our tomorrow. They are working to create opportunities, working to find solutions that the world is grappling with today. And for that matter, IIT itself is an embodiment of excellence. Each one of you has gone through the rigor of the training that you have received in our IITs and the rich education that you have all gained in our IIT, I'm sure is holding you in good stead as you serve different corporations, as you become entrepreneurs, both in India and internationally. You are our ambassadors. You are the ambassadors of India. You are leaders in the field in which you are working. And I have no doubt in my mind that your presence in your chosen field will help further develop brand IIT, will help further take the India story to the rest of the world, will help you reach out to the rest of the world with bigger, better, greater ideas and hold the Indian flag high when you reflect the strong fundamentals, the strong training that each one of you has received in the IITs in India. In fact, it's a matter of pride for all of us Indians that every student, every alumni, the faculty, the teachers of IIT are motivated by the motto of Yoga Karmeshu Kausalam. In fact, you have brought true karma, the true essence of Karma Yogi, a person who serves. And when you join action, karma, with kaushal, skill, your actions are skillful. When you're serving with your skills, you truly are making each and every Indian proud. With your work and with the huge contribution that you are doing for global growth, global development, I compliment each one of the IITians working in India, working in any part of the world for your contribution to India's tomorrow, India's future, and the world's future. Global harmony has never been as important as it is today. The world is facing an unprecedented crisis The pandemic is something that nobody had ever visualized. Of course, I don't know how the movie Contagion it was, how they cracked the code, how they could visualize 9 years ago exactly what is going to happen in 2020. That's a mystery that maybe some IITian only can solve. Certainly, a chartered accountant can't solve that mystery. I will leave it for your scientific judgment and your inquisitive mind to crack the code on that one. But clearly, we are all faced with a huge crisis. It was almost an existential crisis. But I'm glad that the entire world is working in harmony, is working in partnership, is working together to find solutions, whether it is the vaccine or a cure, is working together to find better and better ways to deal with the pandemic. And I'm sure when we are looking at a sustainable world order in the future, peace, harmony, and good health are actually prerequisites to global growth, to global well-being, to the well-being of the people of the world. And no society can develop. Mankind cannot develop unless we can ensure harmony across the world, and we can ensure good health and happiness across the world. Henry Kissinger had once said, and I quote, "No foreign policy, no matter how ingenious, has any chance of success if it is born in the minds of a few and carried in the hearts of none." And engagements such as your global summit about the future, or saying that the future is now, is reflective of your effort to have a global outreach, reach out to more and more people, ensure that the ideas that will germinate in your mind will be accepted by more and more people internationally, and will probably form the fulcrum around which we can develop a better future for the people of the world. After all, we all have common aspirations. We are all working for the betterment of mankind. We all have that conviction that we have to take care of the means and not only bother about the end. We are all looking at a conversation. That is what we are having today, to resolve conflicts, to build a better global order. We are all coordinating with each other, with our existing partners, with future partners for a better tomorrow. We believe that cooperation will help us succeed in the future. Therefore, these 5 C's, common aspirations, conviction, conversations, coordination, and cooperation, will be the road to global harmony, to global happiness. Under the very, very strong and visionary leadership of Prime Minister Modi, India's emphasis has been to develop better diplomatic and foreign relations with countries across the world, which is evident from the growing global stature that India has found for itself, India has earned for itself in the last few years of our global outreach. Today, when we negotiate with countries across the world, when we talk to countries across the world, we are treated as an equal. We are treated with respect. We are treated with honor. And while Prime Minister Modi's efforts in this direction have certainly had a huge impact, I can share with you that he believes that he is only a symbol of the power of 1.3 billion Indians. He is symbolic of the power of each one of you IITians who are positioned across the world, in America and other parts of the world, and are holding the Indian story high, who are showing to the world the power that each Indian has, the capabilities and the contribution that each IITian is providing for global growth, global harmony, global progress. And today, India is treated as a trusted partner, thanks to the trust that each one of you has helped create for India and Indians, and the trust that the world has in the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. After all, after many years, we now have an International Yoga Day. After years and years of effort, today when an Indian goes with an Indian passport, he's treated with respect and not derided, not looked down upon. I believe now is the time for us for a greater outreach, both diplomatically and through the outreach that friends like you are working on, the IIT alumni, the IITians are working on, to help further cement India's bonds with other parts of the world, as well as ensure that we find our rightful place in the Comity of Nations. Very clearly, Atmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant India, is reflective of the growing conviction in India that we can contribute to the rest of the world. We can be a global supplier. We will have a greater role to play in global trade in the years to come. And we will be a part of the new normal. We will be germinating new aspirations in the people of India. We'll be forging new partnerships with other parts of the world. And this strong new India that is emerging today has an important role to play. When the world is looking for global sustainable solutions to adjust to this new normal, our IITians are rising to the occasion, are rising to that challenge, coming up with new solutions, coming up with innovative ideas. And I'm sure each one of you will provide to the world these new solutions, these ideas, which will help us prepare the world, prepare the globe for a better tomorrow. In fact, when we talk of cost-effective and innovative solutions, I cannot help but talk about IIT Kanpur, which has developed a very low-cost ventilator. Somebody seems to be from IIT Kanpur. I can see that.
No, IIT Delhi.
IIT Delhi.
My brother is from IIT Kanpur.
No, IIT Kanpur.
IIT Delhi, since you're talking about it, built a COVID test kit which costs only 500 rupees.
Yes.
IIT Guwahati had a startup which developed drones for spraying disinfectant in public spaces to prevent the coronavirus. IIT Mumbai, I'm not an IITian, but I come from Mumbai, developed a digital stethoscope which can listen to the heartbeats from a distance and record them, thereby minimizing the risk for our frontline healthcare professionals. The collective force of IIT has huge potential, and each one of you, I'm sure, will come up with greater and greater ideas. We'll see many more startups, unicorns coming out from the IIT stable, from the stable of our IIT alumni. And as Prime Minister Modi says, the collective force of Pan-IIT movement can aid the momentum to our dreams of becoming an Atmanirbhar or self-reliant India. A lot, ladies and gentlemen, rests on your very, very broad shoulders.
Thank you.
And we trust each one of you will contribute to our vision of a self-reliant India. A self-reliant India is not an India which is closing its doors to global engagement. When we talk of Atmanirbhar Bharat, we are talking of opening our doors wider. We are talking of a greater role for India, Indians, and Indian businesses in global engagement. We are looking at expanding our contribution to global trade. We are looking at our scientists coming up with innovative solutions to the problems of the world. We are looking at our technology providers, our IT experts, our scientists, our engineers, our doctors, our healthcare professionals, our nurses, our chartered accountants, if I may venture to add, our finance and management professionals, all of them contributing to the world. We are looking at our handicrafts and our MSMEs, our khadi and village industries having a greater contribution both in India and in world trade. We are looking at our agriculturists and their produce reaching different parts of the world. We are looking at our fisheries providing marine products, aquaculture. We are looking at the blue economy of India playing a bigger role in global trade. Apologies. Atmanirbhar Bharat is about bringing scale to India, is about bringing quality to India, is about bringing skill to India, is about bringing our products to international standards so that the Make in India brand, the brand India, gets the same respect both in India and in the world that possibly a designer product from France may have, or a Swiss clock may have, or a German precision machine may have. When you talk of a Swiss watch, you talk accuracy. When you talk of a precision German machine, you know it will meet very exacting standards that the world demands today. India needs to be recognized as such. The India of today will serve the world of tomorrow with that brand which will reflect quality, which will reflect assurance, which will be a commitment that 1.3 billion people will give to the world. That when you talk to India, you are talking quality, you're talking world-class standards, world-class products, world-class services. In fact, our service sector has really demonstrated to the world during the pandemic and at the peak of the pandemic, when we had one of the world's strictest lockdowns in India, that we mean business. Our services sector was 100% or near 100% in operation all through the lockdown, serving world corporations, whoever has their back office here, whoever is dependent on any part of their cycle, their production chains in India was not let down. The Commerce Ministry, the Finance Ministry, the Industry Ministry, the railways, the highway authorities, everybody was working 24/7 along with the states to ensure that our services sector, our essential export sector, continues to serve and meet their global commitments. And that has helped us build trust across the world. No corporation who was working out of their back offices or any part of their global chains which were dependent on India had to suffer because of the lockdown. And I believe this is the time for each one of you to leverage this performance, to leverage this achievement, to leverage this commitment and this trust that together you and we have helped earn across the 7 seas. And I believe that you have all helped us achieve this success. I believe that you have all helped us showcase our performance globally, and you will continue to provide us with your ideas for global development, global growth, global harmony. The post-COVID order is one of relearning, rethinking, and renovation of whatever was happening in the past. We'll have to reinvent our future. And almost every field will be looking at renewals, reinventing the future, as they say. We in India are ready to take on that challenge, ready with the passion and ready to work fast with speed. We're ready to be innovative in our approach. We are ready to reform. In our reform, we are ready to perform. We are ready to transform the way things are done in India. And we seek your support, we seek your guidance, we seek your partnership to help us change the destiny of the people of India and contribute to a better future to every child born in India. Next generation has to believe in the India story. And you all, ladies and gentlemen, can help us create that India story. Ensure that we leave behind a better world than the one that we had inherited. I believe the alumni of each of these IITs, many of you who have done so well in your life, in different walks of life, have a great role to play in the growth and future of India, in the growth and betterment of your IITs also. And I'm sure in this new order, where more and more things are getting virtual, where more and more things are becoming transformational, the past is undergoing a change. You will come up with better ideas, possibly, and I say this with great sincerity, we should see each IITian, and by now we would have probably a few 100,000 IITians over the last probably 50, 60 years. Yeah. I would think each IITian should take a pledge to commit maybe one day in a week, one day in a fortnight, one day in a month at least, but that would be, I think, too little, to serve and contribute to the learning of our next generation. In this virtual world, in this digital world, wherever you are, you can contribute to India's youth, develop better youth of tomorrow for us. Train them through VCs. Train them through digital learnings. Give your time to share your experiences, your knowledge. Help groom our children of tomorrow. And if the IITians take it upon themselves, and we have provided for this in the new education policy, we have provided for your contribution. We have provided for new age ways for that outreach of education to improve. And I would urge each one of you to think how these ideas can be expanded globally and how this global engagement can help prepare the children of India, prepare the children of tomorrow. Imagine your one day in a week can help us prepare millions of good citizens, qualified young boys and girls to serve the nation and the world. Think about it, my friends. In this transformational journey, you have a big role to play. And I invite you to participate as we prepare India and 1.3 billion Indians for a brighter future. You say the future is now. Let us now take a pledge to craft that future, to create that future, to sculpt that future that you desire to see in the world. Just like you care for your children, care for the children who may not have got an opportunity to go to America or get all the benefits of being in the global stage. Please give them your best, contribute to the making of India, contribute to the children of India, and I'm sure you will bring in a revolution of sorts in India. Help them learn, help them unlearn. Maybe you can help also remove some of the wrong notions, some of the mistaken thoughts that have come into society. You can help us in various ways to spread the spirit of inquiry in the children, right down to the children in the villages. I would appeal to you, and I can assure you that the children of India are very adaptive. They are very cooperative. They are willing to engage with you. And I think the time is now ripe to look at innovative solutions to improve the quality of education, the quality of healthcare, to make life better in our villages. As the Honorable former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam had also suggested, we will have to take development to our villages. We'll have to go local, bringing the globe to our local communities. I appeal to each one of you, let's innovate and implement transformative ideas and make that the mantra to prepare India for the world of tomorrow. We have very high benchmarks for India as we move into the 21st century. India will soon celebrate 75 years of independence. We have huge aspirations that we have to meet of the people of India. We have to collaborate with each other and ensure a brighter future for each and every one of our brothers and sisters. I'm sure our IITians will not let us down and will play a very, very important role in bringing a better future to every child, every youth, every citizen in India. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me this opportunity. It's been a delight to participate in this IIT 2020 Summit. My prayers are with all of you, with your families, with your near and dear ones. We all pray for your well-being, for your good health, and for a very, very bright and prosperous future to each and every one of you. I'm sure you celebrated Diwali and the New Year with great gusto. You're going in to celebrate Christmas and the New Year in the days to come. My best wishes for you and your family. Merry Christmas. Have a happy New Year. And may the next year bring happy tidings to all of you and your families. God bless. Namaskar.